This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
Chicago. You're tuned into the TCSF podcast with Big Z. And I'm riding solo right now. Hopefully Ivan joins us very, very soon. But welcome to the show. This is episode 303. And we're going to get everything that gets Chicago, makes Chicago one of the greatest sports cities in the world. Again, you're tuning into the TCSF podcast with Big Z, coming straight from the 606 Media Studios, powered by True Chicago Sports Fans. And we're going to dive into makes everything Chicago great. Go over to 606media.com, your ultimate source for all things Chicago. Go over there and snag your official podcast t-shirt. You also have, for the Love of Sports merchandise line, a bunch of cool stuff on there. You also have No on the Weekend merch, a bunch of cool stuff on there. And as we continue to add more merch, you got to snag it. You got to snag it before it sells out or it expires. Most of these are just on campaign. So if you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that share button, hit that bell button so you know when exactly we come on air. And you can join us on the chat. Definitely hit us up in the comments if you want to have a conversation with us. And if you're listening to our podcast, usually it's in there about 4 or 5 hours after they finish the show. Go ahead and leave us a 5-star review. It means the world to us. Keeps us relevant on the charts. Again, every little bit helps, whether you're watching, sharing, and listening. All that helps. Again, we also have a couple more shows on the 606 Media lineup. We have Impossible with myself, Big Z. And that one is all about interviews with interesting people that come across my life. Tons of cool stories from content creators to comedians, to teachers, to physical therapists, to plus-size models, nightlife entrepreneurs, tons of cool people that have come across my life. Really good stories. Go ahead and check out. I think there's 13 episodes out there, and more will be recorded this summer to get you guys going with more Impossible. No on the Weekend is on a hiatus right now, and we'll be back over the summer. So go ahead and check out previous episodes of No on the Weekend with Steven and Sean. It's a Chicago-centric pop music, funny trivia film kind of podcast that'll get you laughing and have a good time with it. So go ahead and check that out. But let's strap it in and get ready for an unforgettable ride through the best of Chicago sports, culture, and beyond. Let's get it started. And let's start off with our Chicago Bulls, who landed the number 4 draft pick this past Sunday. They were slotted a lot higher than that. They ended up with the number 4 pick. They also I believe they have the number 15th, if I remember correctly. And it's going to be an important draft. It's going to be an important draft because this can change the trajectory of the organization on whether it's going to be a blow it up, all the way to the floor. Are we going to trade everybody? Or are they going to draft high-level pieces to make it a 2 to 3 year process where they can start contending very much quickly? The Bulls ended up 31-51, an average, a percentage of 37 or 38 if you round up, 29 games back of first place. Okay, it was bad. It was very bad the way they ended up. Obviously, they fired their front office. They hired a new front office. Now we have the opportunity to draft 2 players that may land on our lap, and it may be Boozer, it may be who's the other, Caleb Wilson from North Carolina. Excuse me. So you have a Duke and a North Carolina, right? And that'd be fun, kind of funny where Boozer may end up playing for one of his dad's teams. But we're looking, and again, it's May. It's really early to start speculating who they can get in the draft. But if we're looking at what the Bulls need, take the best player available that can be a game changer, someone that is going not to be a project like Patrick Williams, who was a project the last time they drafted at number 4. So we're looking at two possible, I would say, shoe-ins in Caleb Wilson. He averaged about 19 points last season in North Carolina, and you also have Boozer, was a freshman as well, who did very well. So lots of stuff to digest there. You got a new GM. He is rounding out his staff. Hasn't hired a coach yet. Now we know that number 4 pick. Lots of movement with the Chicago Bulls, and they have to move very quickly because the draft is next month. So they need to get that going. My computer is very, very slow today. I have no idea why this is doing that. But the Chicago Bulls, yeah, it's literally super slow. What is going on today? Yeah, it is dragging ass. Super dragging ass. All right. So Bryson Graham hired as the new executive vice president of basketball operations in, a couple what was a week ago, apparently now. Um, has a lot of characteristics that are very good as far as being a guy who started at the bottom, came all the way to the top, and is a good talent evaluator. Is a guy that communicates with his staff. If he doesn't know anything, he will ask somebody or put somebody in charge that can do that. Um, it's going to be a lot of growing pains. Again, this is going to be someone from the outside looking in. Hopefully, they boost up their scouting, their analytics department. All those things need to be boosted up and get a lot of voices from outside of the Chicago bubble. Michael needs to let him take charge of this. I would say give him 3 years and then reevaluate then. It takes a while to turn a team around, especially with all those second round draft picks. He's got to be able to trade those. It looks like the Chicago Bulls will be taking on bad contracts in exchange for draft picks. Now the Bulls can take 4 and 15 and flip those and get more draft picks. They can take 4 and 15 and move up for a top 3 player that they may want. There's a lot of possibilities right now. We don't know how he's going to be executing this draft. Trades is Giddy going to be a piece to trade out for multiple first round draft picks? Who's going to be on this team? Is it just going to be Modest and whoever they draft? Are they keeping Giddy? What direction are they going to go? It's up in the air. It is completely up in the air at the moment, especially because you don't know what type of direction they're going to go with the coaching staff. Are they going to go young? Are they going to go with, are they going to bring back Tibbs? They're talking about Tibbs was saying that he's open to a return. I don't know about that. I don't know what that's going to look like. In my ability, I think they're going to continue to go outside of the Chicago bubble, knowing that's been with the organization before, but a fresh set of eyes on the organization to keep it moving uh, in a fresh direction. You got the Bulls building that super complex over there. There's tons of construction going on, and they're building that complex alongside with the Blackhawks. And I'm guessing that they want it on the same timeline where the Bulls will be competitive while this is all being, executed and have that beautiful area where they're going to have multiple things going on at the same time, so that people stay around the United Center, not just go to the United Center and leave. And if they have a winning team at that point within 3 years, you're looking at a renaissance of the Chicago Bulls, right? You're going to have a team that's going to be competitive at that point, whether it's Caleb Wilson, whether it's Cam Boozer, whether it's a wild card that they pick, or if they trade down and get more first round picks. It's going to be a process. And right now, we sort of have a direction on what the Chicago Bulls are doing. It's cleaning the slate wide open, clean, Clorox wipes, all that stuff. make sure it's clean and disinfected from any other stank from before. Oh, we got some comments on here. Jason, last week I said I saw 9-15. This week I'm saying stay 4. Okay. And JC's chiming in from work. Again, there's some studs in this draft, and I would say the top 4 are really good, and now we're picking at 4. So I think you keep the 4. You can trade down the 15, package that with a second, or Patrick Williams, get him out of here. Whatever you need to do to, again, it's going to be another rebuilding year. Do not expect the Chicago Bulls to make their draft picks and start winning right away. And that's not going to happen. Okay. They don't have a head coach yet. We don't know what that direction is going to be. It's going to be old school. It's going to be new school. We don't know yet. They may be waiting until the playoffs finish. I don't know. And I don't think that'd be a wise move. I think you start making those moves a lot quicker than what they're doing. I think they waited a little too long in firing AK and Mark Eversley. So, excuse me, I'm still getting over that stupid cold. But we got anything else that happens with Chicago Bulls, we'll definitely bring it to you as it breaks on True Chicago Sports Fans on the Facebook page, and we will go live. But I'm gonna take a what do you got, JC? Had we been at 9, I say sell the pick, but we're getting blessed to number 4 to change my mind. Draft a stud. Yeah, definitely draft a stud. I mean, you got Giddey, you got Yuki off the bench, you got Buzelis, Anthony Simmons, what are they going to do with him? Ron Dillingham, what are they going to do? Colin Sexton, what are they going to do? Matt McClung, he's a in-betweener. Noah Nsage, who's cleared to do basketball stuff now. What is he going to turn out to? Patrick Williams, we know what Patrick Williams is. Another bench guy collecting a big paycheck. Kind of like every bum that we've had on the team. We've had a lot of bums at the end of the bench collecting a big check. So it's a positive thing right now with the Chicago Bulls. It feels good to get this old stench office and being able to move in a new direction with someone from the outside. It feels good. All right. We got the Bears. They completely changed what they did. You've got the Blackhawks ascending. They're also picking number 4. All right, I got Ivan that just is jumping in right now. Once Ivan gets set up, we'll bring him in. But Chicago right now is completely changing. It's under construction, like the Kennedy, like the Eisenhower. It's always under construction, and all these teams are under construction. The only teams I think right now that are would be in contention would be the Cubs and the Bears, but every other team is under construction, under a rebuild. And all right, cool. All right, here we go. Ivan is coming in from his studio, which is under construction.
Yeah.
And that studio will be finished by summer. So it's going to be fun. But yeah, that's the plan. That's just like every Chicago team, it's under construction. Okay.
Yeah.
We're all under construction. So I was kind of wrapping up the Bulls segment where we're talking about they got the number 4 pick, and it's either going to be Caleb Wilson or Cam Boozer.
Caleb Wilson.
Caleb
He
Wilson.
said Wilson. See, everybody wants to say Caleb Williams. Even my buddy yesterday, like in a message on Facebook, he's like, "Oh yeah, they could get Caleb Williams, Cam Boozer." I'm like, Ben's not gonna allow that. All right, like I believe in it. I believe in Caleb, but we ain't gonna allow that shit. But yeah, now Caleb Wilson, I think. I mean, we're in that spot we wanted to be, right? We needed to be. Because God forbid we ended up with the 9th or the 7th or the 12th or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like we're again in NBA hell where we don't have. It's not a great player we're gonna get. I mean, a solid prospect that you're gonna have to develop, but not a guy that could come in and really help change things moving forward.
JC said it'll be done by summer if we take away the Modelos.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll be done. We'll be done by next month if we take away the Modelos.
Facts. That'll be facts. I mean, obviously we're picking at a good spot with 4. You also have 15. Do you trade that one down, or do you continue to pick up high assets, or do you look to the future and trade that down for a future first part?
Well, depending on their scouting, right? 15, like I said, 15 could be a guy that you can bring in and develop. Or if you go guard, right? If you go smaller, then maybe that guy ends up being a big man, or to that effect. But I wouldn't put it past them, because I would like to see, especially if, I'm glad they understand we're in a rebuild. I'm glad they're not lying to us and trying to tell us something that our eyes, don't see.
Right.
But I would like for them to attempt and try to accumulate more draft picks in order to really, start stocking the stable with some horses, because you got a bunch of seconds too, which I'm not saying you can't find players in the second. You definitely can, but your scouting is going to have to be up to par, and your player development is going to have to take a step, and that's the biggest thing. I think, regardless of drafting, regardless of all that shit, because they can draft players. They find players. They just can't develop these players and keep these players, and they end up being good and developed on other teams. That's the fucking main issue with the Bulls. Developing their personnel. They have not been able to do it.
That's definitely been an issue. You saw the Larry Marketing issue, the Tyson Chandler issue. What's his Bug Eyes from Milwaukee? I can always forget his name. Yeah, tons of
Is
players.
that JC? I can't. He's so small.
Yeah, that is JC.
That is JC. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's like, if there's no, and I agree, if there's no big man at 15 that you like, go ahead and trade that pick, because I'm looking at guard forward with that 4th.
Yeah, guard forward, and then obviously we have 2 big men that will be suffice for this season, because we're not trying to win. We're trying to get into the lottery one more time. Yeah. So,
no.
Here we go. JC's Portis. Yeah, Bobby
Well,
Portis.
the lottery. Yeah, Portis. The lottery. With the revised rules, it's going to be a little different. But again, all you got to do is play the games. Your record's going to be your record. You're still going to end up probably with a lottery pick, right? Will it be, top whatever because you're tanking? No, because you can't be doing that shit no more. But again, like, they're gonna be in those positions for at least the next two years. At least the next 2 years. And when you get in those positions, like I said, you be able to, pinpoint the player you want, the type of style, the type of, athleticism. Develop. You got to find developmental coaches, developmental assistants, people who can get the best out of these young guys. Because all our young guys, like I've been saying, and like I've been watching, they're telling you, they're telling our boy Abe, they're telling everybody that listen. Every time I watch the NBA, there's a Bull on another team having success.
Yeah, we're watching the success and the growth of Ayo Dosunmu, who I have always wanted not to trade. I wanted to keep him as making part of the future. And he's over there balling with Minnesota. He's taking some big shots. He's playing defense. He's guarding the number 1 guy. All things that we knew he can do. The only thing that he was never allowed to do here was shoot the mid-range, which is what we were missing with the Chicago Bulls as it was. So I'm glad that he's going to be able to shine and get that big paycheck, because he's earned it, right? Kobe's gonna probably do Kobe things. He's gonna be, your little microwave that comes off the bench and shoots threes. That's what I see Kobe as. I don't think he develops into any type of superstar. He is a 6 man that can light it up for 25 points for 2-3 games, and then disappear for 2-3 games. That's what Kobe is. Very inconsistent.
Right.
Right.
But that's
yeah.
But right. But Kobe would be great for us off the bench, if we had five, a starting five that was worth something. Kobe is a player. That's what he's a microwave, right? It was, he's the microwave. That's what he does. And
Yep.
like for me, putting him on a team that's contending and a team that's already built, that just elevates that team even more. And it's the exact spot Kobe White should be, because asking him to be the leading scorer every single time and the guy that gets you out of a jam when you're down double digits, that's just not, it's not feasible. It's not.
Yeah, that's not the role that he should be in, right? He is somebody who like would go to like OKC or San Antonio, come off the bench and relieve some of those superstars and light it up for 12 to 15 points a night, be able to get hot, every third game and be able to take over. That's his role.
I could see a Kobe White on an Atlanta Hawk team. I could see that, like, he could definitely help a team like that. Like you said, a contender, an up and coming type of team, a team that's going to be right there. Maybe a team like the Utah Jazz,
New York,
someone like
if
that.
he goes to New York,
Even New York off the bench. That's huge. That's points off the bench that they would love to have.
All right, let's transition over to your favorite team in the city, the Chicago Cubs. And we just witnessed their second 10-game winning streak within the first 2 months of the season. But then they lose the series in Texas with the last 2 games being shut out. Okay. Bats finally calmed down. Pitching was exposed a little bit. What do you make of the 10-game winning streak being ended by Texas?
The Texas Rangers are a good solid team. They really are. The Cubs in this, and I know it's been like 10 games, but they've like in their past 30, they've won like 26, something like that. It's like a ridiculous amount to start the season, which is great. But like we've always said, like there's going to be that cool down time, and I'm not saying it's right now, but there will be eventually a cool down time. It happens to everybody. It happens to all the great teams. Otherwise teams will be going 120 and 42 and just constantly having these streaks. But they do come down to the mean, right? I don't believe that this team will have the type of lull that will scare us. As long as they're able to manage and navigate that rotation and bullpen, I think that they'll be able to handle, offensively whatever comes their way. Now, when it comes down to the trade deadline, if you're still riding high, you're still in the top 2 in the league, tops in your division. There's no question, this is the year. Jed's got to go balls to the wall and find guys that put us over the top. Because if we're able to do this with, a makeshift beat up, ER room full of fucking pitchers, imagine what we could do if we add a couple more arms, right? If we add maybe another bullpen arm. Definitely got to find 2 starters at least. I think that's the idea. Like the offense is I'm loving what I see out of it. It's just, it would make me even more confident in this team if they were able to maybe even bring up some young guys. Some young guys take a step, Ben Brown, or they go out and get some guys. It would really make me more confident that this team can really do, what we would like for them to do come October.
You know what, I'm agreeing with you, but what I'm looking at is it's the middle of May. You've got the Mets at 15 wins, 25 losses. You've got the Giants at 16-24, Rockies at 16-25. Those are the
Giants
teams
are
you
ready
want.
to dump. Giants are ready to dump.
They've already traded their catcher to Cleveland for slot allotment money for their first round draft pick because they're trying to go after Cholosky.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the thing: not to jump on the White Sox too soon, but you can't get somebody where you're not the number 1 draft pick. You don't have the number 1 draft pick. I think they draft 4th or something like that. what they're trying to do is
right.
put.
But maybe they're trying to.
We'll pay you more than the White Sox can. That's what they're doing.
If
they're
you
doing
tell
that.
them I'm not signing with you, like,
But
or
here's the
something
thing:
like that, right?
all the White Sox have to do is draft them anyways. Then you can't get him. You'll have the rights to him. And what's he going to do? Go back to UCLA and risk getting hurt there and not getting any money? You're not doing that.
No, he's no, you're not doing it. You're going to the show, or you're going to major leagues. You're getting drafted. That's that. You're going to waste your time in UCLA anymore. You've already done. You're doing everything you could possibly do in college at this point. So it's time to move on. But like you said. With that being said, there's teams going back to the Cubs. There's teams that you already know, and they got guys. Freddie Peralta's been rumored around, being tossed around that Cubs, trade rumors. That would be a perfect fit, knowing that you have his former manager there in Chicago. Again, the Giants. Yeah, the Giants. Who else on the bottom? The Rockies.
Astros,
Teams like that. Teams that Astros, Angels.
Royals.
Start looking. Right. Start looking and shopping and saying, hey, we'll give you. We got prospects. We got prospects, and we got a few guys, maybe one or two guys that could probably go from the major league roster.
Yep.
You think you could get over the top? You think you could get top-notch pitching to put you over the top? Do it. There's no reason why can't be the year. If they continue this pace, there's no reason why they shouldn't go all in this year.
No, right now it was at the beginning of the weekend, it was the Braves and Cubs tied for the best teams in the major leagues. Right now, the Braves are a game ahead of the Cubs. The Cubs are off today. The Cubs are also 3.5 ahead of the Brewers, which is great. They're 18-5 at home. Away is where the problem is, where they're 500 away. In the last 10, they're 8-2. That away needs to be fixed.
Yeah, I mean, look, take care of your business at home, right? I'd be more upset if you were 500 at home and above 500 away. Yeah. Take care of your business at home. You're doing a great job at home. Like I said, things will even out, right? Things will end up evening out. You're going to end up playing teams that aren't really good that you should be able to beat, right? And obviously those will tip the scales a little bit in your favor. But, when it comes down to it, like going back to this Texas series, this is a playoff team. This is a series that you got, you should be measuring yourself up, right? Each time you play a team that's a top division leader, a team that's been in the playoff hunt perennially for the past 10 years, teams like that, you should be okay. Don't overdo it, but like try to look at it as this is a team we need to be measuring up for because we want to be there come playoff time. We can handle these teams. It'll give them confidence when it comes October that they can handle anybody. And once you get more pitching and guys get healthy, sky's the limit.
Sky is the limit for the Chicago Cubs, and I agree. Start shopping right now, and I know it's going to be super early. You're going to have to wait till June 1st to be able to make some of those trades. Teams are going to wait. While some of these teams are at the bottom of their division, most of the league, except for the National League Central, is playing around 500 ball or around it. The National League Central is the best division in baseball right now with all the teams over 500. They're all 5 games or less. And if you look at everywhere else, there's a bunch of parity. Except
who's in last?
The Reds.
Who's in last?
Reds and Pirates are tied for last.
And how many games are they back?
5. That's 1 week of baseball.
It's tight. It's tight. Like I said, that's a tight ass division right now. You look at the American League, and like I said, you look at the American League, it's not that great. But again, you're going to be playing some teams here that you're going to have to beat. And, going to an American League city is unfamiliar, you should be that's something that you should be trying to embrace. You know what I'm saying? And I would love for them to have Trevor Bauer. Like you
Why
go
not?
like if what do you have to lose? Like what do you really have to lose? And not only the Cubs, somebody go sign Trevor Bauer. He deserves to be in the fucking major leagues. Somebody go sign him.
He
If
said
the
he will
Cubs sign
play
him,
for
I would be fucking on cloud nine if they went and got Trevor Bauer. The team that signs Trevor Bauer is going to get the best Trevor Bauer you've ever fucking seen. I can guarantee you that.
You're going to get a killer because he's going to have something to prove
He's going to
getting
be on
back.
fire.
Yes, he's going to
Oh,
have something to prove, and he's
on
going to be a
fire.
bulldog. He's going to be a bulldog in the clubhouse. He's going to fire up the young guys. He's going to be teaching baseball just like he does on his YouTube channel. He's really, really at this point in his life where.
And I think that's a personality. I think that's a perfect personality for this team right now. Right, this team right now. You still got some young pitchers. You got personalities. You add a guy like Trevor Bauer, who's fucking chillax as fuck, but like plays the game like a maniac. That's somebody I think that would be a huge catalyst for a playoff push.
Definitely. Before we switch over to the White Sox, you got the crosstown this weekend. We're gonna go. We got to talk off air how we're gonna finagle that. But what do you think, Sim? Because this is early in the
Scale
season.
the wall.
Both teams are doing well to start off the season. The White Sox are not only hitting home runs with Murakami and Montgomery and Vargas, but they're also finding ways to win games with the small ball or coming back from if they're down 1-0, they come back late in the game and are able to win a 2-1 game, which is something they haven't been able to do in 3 years. How do you see this series going this weekend?
Oh man, I see it as being a dogfight. I really see it being a close series. I actually, Murakami might have 2 home runs. I could see it being a real close series, especially with the pitching that the Sox have. The pitching, if you could get quality pitching in those 3 games, you give yourself a fucking shot. You give yourself a shot 100%. And, the Sox have timely hitting. They have, they got a swag to them. So, if I'm the Sox, you got nothing to lose. Like you're playing with house money, but on top of that, you got this energy and this fire with you, which I really like about that team. But think about the Cubs. That's something that you need to understand and not get caught flat-footed thinking this is the fucking record-breaking losing White Sox team. It's not that. They're not that. And you fuck around and don't take this team serious, you're gonna lose 3 games. Like I could tell you that right now. You're gonna end up losing fucking 3 games. Yeah, I could see it going both ways, man. I really can. I could see it going both ways. I could see it going 2-1 Cubs, 2-1 Sox. I don't necessarily see a sweep for either team, but I could see it being something like that where it's close games throughout, and it comes down to like the final game, the rubber match, and whoever pitches better, I guess, takes it.
Well, you will be facing Davis Martin. I can't remember what day that'll be. I think it's Saturday, so that'll be a great game. But transitioning to the White Sox,
We can face him before you trade him to us.
No, not at all. He is staying with the team. We're not letting him go. We covered that last week. Davis Martin did pitch yesterday, gave up 1 run, and then the White Sox waited till Brandon Webb. Was it Brandon Webb or who was the pitching for the Mariners? It was I'm sorry, I have it right here. My laptop is so slow today. I don't know what the hell's going on. Logan Gilbert. He was shutting down the White Sox, and then when they pulled him, the White Sox were able to get something going. Like I said, they're starting to win these games with small ball. If Murakami's not hitting, it'll be Vargas hitting home runs. It'll be Montgomery hitting home runs. I was there on Sunday. Was I there Sunday or Saturday? Saturday I went, and I got to see a win.
Yeah. No,
it was Saturday. I stayed home all day Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. Yep.
Yeah, and you got to see that 12-8 loss, And literally, it was 2 swings of the bat that scored 7 runs. You take 7 runs away
No,
from that.
that was it. I was so pissed. I'm parking up in our spot, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm never gonna say that spot. Parking up in our spot, right? And I park up, crack the beer, grab another one, put it in my pocket. Turn the radio on just to see where we're at. Murakami. I'm like, I'm like, I'm never gonna see him hit a home run. Never. I'm never gonna. It's just gonna be an impossible feat for me to watch this man hit a home run. Like everybody, it's everybody in the world has seen him, but me. You know, but no, like you said, it was 2 swings in the bat, and after that grand slam, the Sox scored 4 runs that next inning. It's not like they laid down. They scored 4 runs. They were just struggling with the pitching. The pitching was struggling. They're giving up walks. They were able to, gather a few more walks, and then boom, another swing of the bat, put them up, and that was it. But no, that Sox team, like they're a team that can they're not out. They can put up runs quick on you, and you're gonna have to play them 9 innings.
Yeah, the pitching in the last weeks has been phenomenal, except for one game here. I think their ERA as far as their start is under 4. I think about 3.38 or 3.48. Their bullpen is under 2. It's like 1.38 in the last 10 days.
Yeah,
their bullpen has literally been shutting it down. And Sean Newcomb and everyone else that they have up on there. It's been great to see these guys now. These got these veterans that are trying to prove that they still belong in the major leagues, and you have these young bucks who are learning. Okay, today I'm starting. For an inning. Tomorrow I'll be inning number 5 and 6, and then the next day I'm setting up. Then next day I'm just eating innings at the end because we're blowing them out. You have a lot of those guys that are still finding what their roles are going to be. And look out till, I'm going to say, like the end of June when they start pulling up the Brady Montgomerys and a lot of these White Sox that you've never heard of who are raking in the minor leagues in AA, AAA. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to make a huge difference because what the White Sox are lacking is more consistency in the outfield. While it's pieced together with a bunch of veterans in the outfield with you have what is his name? Jared Kelenic. We signed him from the Colorado. Or it was Randall Grichuk. Kelenic is another guy they signed out of nowhere. Acuna is not going to pan out.
Acuna is a pinch runner.
Yeah, that's what it exactly was in that game that I saw. Yeah, he's very fast. He is not a person that can handle the glove in the infield. Either way, there won't be a spot for him in the infield. And he's learning the outfield. And he's not that guy good at it either. So he will not be in center field the rest, in July. You won't see him in there. Tristan Peters has been a fresher breath air. Obviously, Drew Romer, who came up for Kyle Teo, who's still injured, and I think he's going to go on a rehab assignment this week, which means he's about 2 more weeks away. The first he said 4 to 6 weeks.
I'll tell you what, you give Drew Romo, you keep Drew Romo right where he's at,
and you send down Edgar Carroll. He's been struggling
because Carroll has once Carroll went. I told you should have stood with number 7. You were raking with number 7. And he switched his jersey number. Not good. Bad juju, bro.
Exactly. Bad juju. Better go back to that. Chase Majoff has been doing pretty good. Montgomery, he's got 10 home runs. It looks like he might end up with 25 this season. Murakami might end up with 45 plus. Vargas might end up with another 25. They got some pop in there. And then you have Sam Antonacci, who's been great since the WBC playing for Italy. Now he comes in, he goes to AAA, and then they bring him up because he's a firecracker. He's a I go, we go kind of guy, similar to what the Cubs have. A firecracker in a clubhouse, a guy that can get you going, very good defensively. He's an actual infielder, and he's playing left field at the moment. Guess who's not playing in left field? The $75 million man. That's who has not been playing because he needs to go.
No, you're right. He's been DHing, which you're not a fucking DH. You know what I mean? Like you signed him. You signed a guy because you thought he was Red Sox Benintendi, right? The young Benintendi. No, he wasn't. Like he just wasn't. You jumped the gun. You know, I don't know I don't know why you did that. Like I don't know what the reason was, but regardless of that, like you said, there's going to be guys moving. There's going to be guys coming up. So the youth movement's going to continue, but at the same time, the kids can play.
The kids are excited to play, and we're going to a lot of games.
The kids can
especially
play.
this summer. The kids can play. You know what? Looking at what's going to happen, because we're going to go and either we're going to watch. I mean, we're going to see the whole series together, whether it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But in my opinion, I think it's going to split. It's going to come down for me. It's going to, and I wish it was on Sunday Night Baseball where they got the highlight. It's not even a Fox game, which is ridiculous. It's not even a Fox game this Saturday. But I think it's going to come down to the ninth inning, runner on second, 2 outs, 2 strikes.
It's going to be one of those series, dude. Like, it's going to be one of those Cubs Sox series that brings it all back, where it's like, you're not worried about the fucking losing streak. You're not worried about it. It's Cubs Sox. They're both fucking good. You're gonna have the rowdy ass fans, which we're gonna have to fucking steer clear. I might have to wear minimal Cubs gear because I'm not trying to get fucking into any fights at the stadium. But regardless of that, it's gonna be that one of these ones, man. I think it really is this whole season, the both series.
Yeah, I can't wait to go. Yeah, we'll do some little videos up there when we're there. We're looking to be there Saturday. So if you're going to the game, hit us up on the DMs. Let us know what part of the parking lot you're at, where you're tailgating. We love free food and free drinks, so we'll make your party a lot more better when we show up. We'll have a great time with you. So definitely hit us up on the DMs. But let us know what you think in the comments. Who you think is going to take this series, which it's going to be the Cubs or the White Sox. Show your fandom, show out there, and let us know what you think. But before we kind of close out of here, because it is a late night on a school night, the Blackhawks also got the number 4 pick. How important is that to the Blackhawks?
Yeah,
as we continue to build.
It's important because they can fucking trade it. It's important because they can trade it. Just like there's controversy in the NBA, there's controversy in the NHL. But regarding the Blackhawks, I think this is an opportunity where you could trade with a team that may need to have a type of a reimagining of their identity, right? You could find a team that's willing to give up a star player. They're talking about Ottawa and Brady Tkachuk. Talking about, obviously McDavid, but that's going to take that's going to take
having enough.
It's going to take this year, next year, the year after that, the year after that, a player, the year after that. It's going to take too much. But you could find other guys, other top-notch hockey players that can help. If you sit with that pick, maybe you're waiting another 2 years for this guy to come up and develop. And I would rather go ahead and find, in particular, a top-notch veteran defenseman to help out on the back end of this team, because we've seen it. Like, this team is close. Like, they'll put up points, and then all of a sudden you can't stop anybody. And McKnight or Knight, I think he's doing a fantastic job. But you can only stand on your head so many fucking times before you give up goals. It's going to have to be your defenseman out there, stopping skaters, shutting it down, blocking, doing all the things that they need to do to protect their goalie. So, yeah, I would look for them to be trading for a veteran defenseman in particular if they could find one.
Yeah, I think right now it's the time to start looking to win rather than continue to draft young. You don't want to waste Connor Bedard's youth, especially he's on his rookie contract. He's about to resign pretty soon for a big number. So you want to get in more players while it's still cheap to get under the cap. Yeah, Knight can't be taking 55 shots a night at his head and think that you're going to continue to win. So the Blackhawks have some work to do. The Bulls have some work to do. The White Sox and Cubs this weekend. Tons of cool stuff going on. If anything breaks, we'll break it down to you. But we are going to sign off on this short edition of True Chicago Sports Fans podcast with Big Z and Ivan. Looks like Ivan froze. There we go. Ivan froze, and now he's back.
I'm back.
Yeah, there you go. You're back. There he is. Yeah. So we're gonna wrap it up here, just because it's a late night, and if something breaks, we will be jumping back on to bring all the news to you. I'm almost done with coaching softball. I got one more week. End of the week, I should be free, and then we'll be back on our normal time of 7:30 p.m. on Mondays. And if anything, we do more stuff, it'll be announced to you. But thank you to all of our listeners, our viewers, our subscribers, everybody that's been keeping up with us. 303, 304 episodes. I lost count already. To our sponsor, 606 Media, True Chicago Sports Fans. And then if you want to get social with us, all of our stuff is at the bottom. You're cursed. And you can find us at TCSF Pod on Twitter, Facebook.
I
IG,
actually can't hear anything you're saying right now.
Okay.
Give me a second. I don't know what just happened. I have no clue what you're saying. So
don't worry about it. Don't worry. Let me bring him down. That's hilarious. But again, thank you for sticking with us. Again, if you want to have a place for us to go, if you have a bar business and you want us to do a live remote for Chicago Bears this season, let us know. We're taking applications for bars and breweries and so forth, where we can bring our fandom and the live podcast to you. At there we go. We go. No, I was Ivan. I was just talking about we can. We're taking applications for this Chicago Bears season. They'll be dropping the schedule this week, but we're going to be taking applications for new bars and new breweries for us to do our live podcast at for the big game. So hit us up at truechicagosportsfans@gmail.com or hit us up on the DMs. You have our information right there. And for Stevie B, I am Big Z. We'll see you next time.
For who? For fucking who?
Big Z and Ivan.
That's not the fuck what you said.
What I say?
Go look at play it back. I ain't gonna let you know. Play it back.
I can't rewind. I was probably reading. I got my thing on the side over here. All right. For Ivan.
What, cognac? When you got cognac on the side?
I'm fighting off this cold. For Ivan and Big Z. We'll see you next time. And until then, be good to each other for the love of sports.